I'm a 34-year-old morbidly obese balding man. Hello, it's me, Auri, and like every Friday we are going to react to a video, and this video was recommended to me because, believe it or not, but I had a time in my life where I played League of Legends. I escaped that sinking ship and I'm not coming back, so don't worry. So today we are watching a video made by Nicolai called What Happened to the All-Female League of Legends team, which is actually pretty interesting because when I was playing League, I remember watching some League tournaments, but I never saw a lady in it, so maybe now I'm going to know why. Let's watch it.
This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. The year is 2011, and Riot Games is hosting the first ever League of Legends World Championship. The event only had a couple hundred spectators present, but garnered over 200,000 viewers watching live, and the prize pool of such event was $100,000. 1 year later, these numbers would become insignificant. The esports viewer base increased dramatically, and Riot went from paying their players thousands of dollars to now millions of dollars.
Alright guys, $2 million? You know what? Maybe we should all become league players. Wait, no, hold up. I'm pretty sure Counter-Strike also had like tournaments, right? Because I used to watch the Counter-Strike tournaments. We can just become tournament people players.
And the rest is history. As the years went by, League of Legends never slowed down and only kept growing. However, as the scene became bigger, some people started having questions about the participants. Because although esports had evolved in every way possible, one thing did stand out. Why are there no girls? This made people wonder if there was literally something in the rules that's...
You know why? Because gamer girls actually, they don't exist. You thought I'm a girl and I play games? No. I'm a 34-year-old morbidly obese balding man, alright? Everybody knows that. VTubers are not, there's no girls in VTubing space. There's no girls in a gamer space. We are all just a lie. We are all just a lie. There's no girls.
Stated women couldn't compete in League of Legends esports. But the answer was no. Gender was not an issue. To be a participant in the LCS, all you had to do was be over a certain age depending on your country. Instead, the simple answer to why there are no females in professional League of Legends is simply that there are no female players at the level of the professional players. But we're gonna put a pin in this for now and come back to this topic later. Because the exclusion of women in esports actually ended up spawning teams that would entirely consist of women. The goal in a lot of these teams is to prove that girl gamers are just as good as the boys. This is their words, not mine. But how could they prove this when some of these teams would barely compete in anything as professional players? These teams aren't participating in any established leagues or tournaments. Instead, taking a look at a team like PandaCute, an all-female team from Hong Kong sponsored by Razer, they specifically only competed against other random female teams. At no point would these all-female teams be able to prove anything.
But did you see the fans though? Did you see the fans? Yeah, would a boy group had fans like this? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know, probably. Ladies are just more appealing to the eye. Well, what can I say? Well, forgive me. Ladies are just more appealing to the eye.
But all this would change in 2018 with Vaevictis Esports, a team who participates in the LCL, the Russian equivalent of the LCS. This was just a regular esports team. It was entirely comprised of male players. But at one point, it seemed that the organization was struggling to fund their professional team. They dropped all their players and put up their franchise slot up for sale.
Going once, going twice.
Wow.
No one bought it. This would force the org to still participate in the league, despite the fact that they already threw away all their players. So apparently the only logical solution was to create a brand new team consisting of female players. Now, regardless of how bizarre this situation was, this decision would create a dynamic which until now had never existed. For the first time ever, a team fully comprised of female players would be competing in a tournament officially organized by Riot Games. This meant that despite how unlikely it would be, there was actually a statistical chance that an all-female team could make it to Worlds. the highest level of competitive League of Legends.
Oh, that's
Spoiler,
unacceptable.
it obviously didn't happen. But in some alternate
That's just unacceptable. Females? In a highest gamer thingy? No, not on my watch. Know your place, women. Go to the kitchen. Oh my god, you guys have no idea how many times I made a mistake and I learned on my mistakes. I'm not turning my microphone in a games anymore because it's just so bad. When you have your voice on, it doesn't matter if you're good or not. You always need to go to the kitchen. You're always a worthless woman, whatever. There was so many times when I heard it. It doesn't really bother me, especially that a lot of times I was just better. And I don't know if it was just jealousy going through them or unacceptable that, lady might be better than them. But it's okay. I just stopped using my voice. I'm just a man, okay? So whenever I'm in a game, I'm just a guy. I'm never turning my microphone in a game ever again. When my mic was off, when I never turned my mic on, and I was doing good, I was a great guy. I was a great man, one of the boys. I was so good. I was like, wow, you're doing so great. You're playing so good. But even if I was doing good, and I had my microphone on, I was doing so bad apparently, even though I was first.
universe, Faker is crying because he lost to a player named Triggered.
Oh.
The story of Vaevictis plays out like a movie or a show that starts off by telling you how the story ends. You just don't know how they're gonna get there. And I say this because after participating in 2 splits of the LCL, they were officially removed from the tournament.
Oh, what?
So let's rewind and ask the big question. What happened?
Yeah.
Let's begin on day 1, February
Alright.
16, 2019, the inaugural match of the all-female Vaevictis Esports.
Да, Рокси здесь перефарм был дикий.
They lost 12-1. However, tomorrow they play again
Oh.
and will have another chance at proving themselves.
Post-match thread. Vaevictis Esports vs Vega Squadron. 31 minutes, 37 seconds.
Oh.
52-2. I've seen people get a 14-day suspension for less. Me and the boys. Smurfing in iron. If I had this KDA in a ranked game, I would be banned.
My girls almost had them. Draft was slightly off, but it's a good progress. Next time.
For those who aren't entirely League of Legends savvy, a score of 52-2 is horrible.
With no exceptions.
With a disastrous opening game, Vaevictis Gaming instantly became a meme within the League of Legends community.
No.
The English-speaking world would generally have
Which sucks because I'm pretty sure there are girls that are, definitely on the high level of the tournament, the league gameplay. I'm pretty sure. Maybe just that wasn't the team, and now all the girls in league are like, oh yeah, you're a girl, I'm playing league. Aha, do you remember this and this team? I'm pretty sure that's how it is now. But I can't believe that there would be like no girl playing as good as the guy, okay? I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I'm pretty sure that there is, okay?
no reason to care about the Russian professional scene. Performances in Russia would barely ever get traction on the League of Legends subreddit. But there would be a thread created for each and every single match of Vaevictis Gaming. Now, of course, not all of these threads were that popular. After the first couple headlines, people got the message. There's a pro team in Russia consisting of all female players, and they suck. So over time, this became old news and people moved
Because no one wanted the spot of the previous team, right? So those poor Russian girls were like, hey girls, do you wanna compete? Yeah, sure. And then this happened. Oh, poor girls.
on. Until 1 month after their infamous debut, they would make headlines again. This time because Vaevictis Esports broke a record. The record for the fastest defeat in the LCL. On March 3rd, 2019, Vaevictis Esports lost a game of professional League of Legends in 13 minutes.
Ha! What?
To put that into perspective,
Even
an
I know
average
it's bad.
game of League is about 30 minutes long. Additionally, in order to surrender, the game requires you to have played at least for 15 minutes.
This event would unfortunately completely solidify Vaevictis Esports as a joke.
Also, if you know anything about League of Legends, you know that the objective of the game at its core is to take down towers and destroy the enemy team's nexus.
Yeah.
Well, despite this literally being the objective of the game, Vaevictis Gaming would go on to destroy their first ever tower in their 11th professional match. To put their
First ever.
performance record further into perspective, I want to ask you if you follow any traditional sporting teams on social media.
No!
Because basically every team's Twitter or Instagram will make some sort of neat graphic at the end of each match announcing whether they won or lost. Oftentimes showcasing the best player of the night on a win, and then on the flip side leaving a "we'll get 'em next time" sort of feel on a post announcing a loss. And as of recently, esports teams have taken to this trend as well, and Vaevictis Gaming were no stranger. They ended up posting a total of 11 back-to-back graphics, all of which were announcing that they lost. It took 11 games in a row for whoever was running their Instagram account to decide that, okay, this whole winning thing isn't gonna happen, is it? And it really didn't. The team ended their competitive career on a historic 28-match lose streak. They actually also participated in a mid-season summer tournament. There they played 6 games and lost them all as well. So if you include those, they actually ended on a 34-match lose streak. And by the way, that's the magic number, 34. It took Riot Games in Russia 34 games to officially remove Vaevictis Gaming from competing in the LCL.
Oh my god, can you imagine? You're so happy because you're like you're a team that your country make for some reason. I still don't understand exactly why them, like there was nobody else. I mean, I don't wanna speak bad of them, but if you're already creating a new team, are you not doing like a research? Who you taking in the team? That's not how it works. Also, can you imagine? You're probably super happy, but you're losing every single game. And even though you have joy because you won a tournament, you keep losing. You're getting in hate, probably a lot of hate for that. And at the end, the Riot is like, okay, thank you, next.
Think that this was a complete disaster for the Vaevictis organization. And I don't know the company's logistics, but some would argue that it was actually a success. Sure, these girls embarrassed themselves at 34 different events, but if the company at all believes in any publicity being good publicity, then they succeeded. Because, believe it or not, this team actually acquired fans. Remember those Instagram posts I talked about earlier? Well, while looking through them, I found a lot of encouraging comments coming from Vaevictis supporters. Now, of course, some of these dudes were straight simping, but others appeared to be just fans who wanted to support the underdogs. In this case, these fans were supporting a team who would always have almost no chance of winning. But there was still a little bit of a chance, and obtaining just one victory would make everything worth it. Of course, that never happened. And that's the end of Vaevictis Esports. After being removed from the LCL, the team is now participating in all-female tournaments instead.
And how do you do
However,
it?
despite all of this mess, I actually still think that the day when a female pro comes to League of Legends is actually coming soon. But it will most definitely not come in the form of an entire team built around female players, because that's a gimmick. Instead, there will one day be a female player who is at the level of the current professional skill level.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I can't believe that there's like, I refuse to believe that there's like no even one girl that wouldn't play as good as the professional league players. Like, there's no way. There's definitely one in there. It's just hard to be seen.
This isn't so crazy of an idea. Just a while back, a team in Brazil who participates in the Brazilian equivalent of the LCS actually signed their first ever female player.
There she
Her name
is.
was Mayumi, and she was a challenger support main. I could talk at length about that situation.
Oh, she's so
but for
cute.
the most part, it was a quick glimpse of what could happen when the integration of female players is done correctly. And like I said, I believe that this scenario is coming very soon. Come back to this video when it happens. But until then, continue browsing the internet safely with ExpressVPN.
She was so cute! Oh, she looked so cute. Go girl, yay! It's just sometimes it's hard, especially when you're a girl and you're in a game. At least I personally was badmouthed so many times in the games that I just don't want to turn on my microphone anymore when I'm playing games, you know? I just don't find it pleasing, you know, it was fun, sometimes it is. I'm not saying that I'm never turning it on, okay? Sometimes it happens. It's just most of the time, it's just a bad outcome. But thank you so much as always for watching. Thank you everybody for coming and watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here and watching it with me. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.